Next up, it's time to spin out.
Okay, so our next myth is based on a video clip that was sent in by a viewer, and it's kind of weird.
Ooh, do you still have the video? I want to see it.
Okay, not like that. There's a guy on a frozen lake bed with a bunch of his buddies shooting a 9mm into the ice, and somehow they get their bullets to just spin like a top.
Now that sounds like a myth.
And that's exactly why we're testing it.
It's no myth that a bullet fired from a handgun spins at over 80,000 RPM. But can a bullet fired into a frozen lake really spin like a top?
Now see, there's no string here.
In other words, is this video the real deal, or is this myth on thin ice?
Look, I gotta say, I got my doubts about this one.
Yeah, I know. This looks pretty bizarre, but I think it's worth testing.
I agree, but where are we gonna find a frozen lake bed? It's the middle of summer.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I think we've got to build our own frozen lake.
We've done crazier.
Yeah, and we should definitely try 2 different shots. Maybe we'll shoot one directly into the ice and then one as a ricochet and see if one of those gives us a spinning bullet.
Okay, let's do it.
But before anyone spins out, Tori's getting to grips with a gun grip, or ransom rest, because for this myth, geometry is key.
Now, if this myth is true, the key element here is finding at which angle to fire the gun into the ice. So, I have my gun, I have my ransom rest. Now what I need to do is build a holder that is adjustable so we can fire at the ice at different angles.
Finding the right angle is vital. Too straight and the bullet will deform and not spin. Too shallow and the slug will skip off the ice and be lost forever.
Now, found out a little bit more about the shooter in the myth. Now, he's about 6 feet tall and shot about 6 feet in front of him. So, since Tory's 6 feet tall, I'm gonna have him stand in for the shooter. Okay, Tory, put your feet right at the line. I'm gonna have him hold the gun and aim at 6 feet. Here's a laser pointer to help you find the 6-foot mark. Then I'm going to check the angle of the gun and the distance it is from the ground. Okay, that is about 42 degrees. And let's see what the height is. About 44.5 inches. With that information, we can put our ransom rest in the right place to get the results we're looking for.
Now we know where to set the ransom rest.
Well, at least where to start.
Yeah.
Knowing where to start is a start. And with the shooting rig ready to fire, they're off to take aim at this myth.
We're on the rifle range at the Chabot Gun Club, so we can recreate the circumstances of the spinning ice bullet.
In the myth, this event takes place on a frozen pond in the middle of winter. But because it's the middle of summer and we're in Northern California, frozen ponds are not in plentiful supply.
All right, bring in the ice!
But what we're gonna do is create our own using 9 40-inch by 24-inch by 10-inch thick solid ice blocks.
Okay, there we go.
MythBusters on ice.
All right, maybe not.
Putting those all together, and hopefully that amount of mass will be enough to create a spin.
It's certainly a large slice of ice, and the next best thing to a frozen lake.
Is it bad if you can't feel your fingertips?
They said this would be a cool myth. I didn't believe them.
Look at that, instant frozen lake.
I wouldn't say instant.
Good point.
So you'll notice that we've set up a frozen lake with a smaller ice cube in front of it. Now that's because if you watch the video, it's hard to tell if the bullet spins in a direct hit on the ice or via a ricochet. In other words, does it hit and spin, or does it hit, bounce, land somewhere else, and then spin?
Well, in search of said spin, the team's first going for the direct hit approach, firing straight into the ice cube with this.
What I have here is a Glock 9mm. Now this is the gun apparently used in the myth. We're about to fire a bullet into the ice to see if it will actually spin like a top. I can't wait to see what happens.
The Glock is positioned in Tory's angle finder to 42 degrees, and then it's go time.
Okay, so we're gonna fire and then look and listen for any sort of spinning bullet.
All right, this is spinning bullet at 42 degrees.
In 3, 2, 1.
The gun fires, the ice shatters, but what happens to the bullet?
Well, we hit the ice, but no spinning bullet.
Yeah, look how much it fractured.
I bet it's right in there.
Kari's spot on. The bullet hit the ice and simply embedded itself deep inside, where a spin is out of the question. But undeterred, the MythBusters decide to try again.
All right, gun is loaded, we're hot.
Let's do this.
Round 2. 3, 2, 1.
It's another 42-degree hit, but with the same result.
I don't see any spinning bullets.
But all is not lost.
Okay, we're 0 for 2, but you know what? That's fine, because it doesn't always work in the viral video. Not every shot yields a spin, so we can't call it just yet.
In 3, 2, 1.
Test 3 also has nothing akin to a spin. But when they recover the round, there is cause for cautious optimism.
Oh my gosh, but look at this. The bullet has not deformed, which means there might be some truth to this myth. That could potentially spin.
But with test 4,
Where is the elusive spinning bullet?
5,
It's not here.
6, and 7 also failing to spin out, that optimism soon melts away.
Sun's coming out, the lake's melting, still no spinning bullets.
Meaning it's time for a plan B.
So the direct hit experiment isn't really giving us anything. So we're gonna change our firing angle and try for the ricochet. We're going to fire into the ice block and hope to catch the spinning bullet on the larger frozen lake. This is not gonna be easy.
In Spy Car: The Revenge, wheel spikes were a rip-roaring success.
Not enough yet.
So now it's on to secret agent anecdote number 2.
Car-mounted guns.
Yes, I've been saying this for years, that car-mounted guns for a spy car don't make any sense to me. They're fixed, you cannot aim them except by driving. That's gotta be a huge inefficiency for a machine gun.
Well, I have seen some that are remote-controlled and aimable, though.
Those are in the minority, but I have seen them, so I think we should build a rig that gives us both. I chase you with fixed guns on my hood, and then we can do a second one where I chase you with a remote control aimable gun mounted to the hood of my car.
Sold.
The hood-mounted gun is a staple for any spy car. But is it a viable weapon? Can such a device, fixed or movable, really guarantee an accurate aim? Well, to find out, Adam's already selected his wheels and his weapon.
This is a former police car, and this is a super high-end 10 round per second paintball gun. I'm gonna join these two things together to make two great tastes in one candy bar.
Fabricating the fixed firearm will be a weld in the park. But the remote-controlled firer is a much tougher task.
So for the aimable gun, I need to first build a mount that will let the gun move in 3 dimensions so I can fire at Jamie's car wherever it might be. There's the basics right there. Up, down, side to side. Then I'm gonna add a joystick system so that I can control the gun's aim from inside the car while driving. That's XY control. Next comes the all-important trigger, so I'll be able to shoot up to 600 rounds per minute. I press this, it ought to fire. That's remote firing. Finally, I'm going to add a camera onto the mount and a monitor onto the dashboard so I can see exactly where I'm aiming. This camera is what turns this from something cool into something awesome. Jamie, come here, check it out.
Wow.
Push, 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 push. In your face!
That looks great. Actually, I should say, it looks like crap, but it works great.
And with those words of encouragement, Adam gets on with the final part of his firearm. A frame that should feed a plethora of paintballs into the gun. It's not pretty, but will it work?
Oh, I got you! I got you! Oh, yeah! You want some of this? You want a little piece of this? You want some more? Hey, do you want some? Do you want some? You so wish you were me right now.
All right, so where do we stand?
Well, we've got 2 issues.
1, we can't get a spin from a direct hit, and 2, we can't find a ricochet.
Not only that, this is supposed to be easy. I mean, in the video, the guy shoots, he gets a spin. That's not what we found at all.
Not so fast. Check this out. You're not gonna believe what we found. Now, the cameraman was going through some of the footage. Now listen, can you hear that? I don't know what that is, but it could potentially be a spinning bullet. I mean, we can't see it, but we can definitely hear something.
Okay, well, that brings this myth back from the dead. I think we should definitely stick to our plan.
And the plan being, we wait until winter and try this again on an actual frozen lake where we might have a chance of this working.
All right, let's reconvene in 6 months.
So after a summer spent crashing, smashing,
Well, that didn't suck.
and splashing, the team is back for Spinning Ice Round 2. And this time, they're augmenting the audio.
Hearing is going to be key to finding the spinning bullet. So I want to come up with a low-tech way to amplify my hearing. So I'm going to make cones that are going to be able to muffle out all the peripheral audio and directionally be able to give me that little buzzing sound of the spinning bullet.
You know what else we could use it for?
What?
Aw. Go sit in the corner.
So while Kari's going old school, I like to bet on the tech. This device right here is a parabolic reflector. It captures the sound waves and focuses them on a microphone in the center, which is then amplified. Surely, this will be able to hear a spinning bullet from across a frozen lake.
While Grant and Kari get their ears to the ground,
Did you say kumquat?
That's awesome!
Watermelon, this definitely works.
Tori's been busy with the science of the spin.
Now, if these bullets are actually spinning on ice, and it's not just a hoax, one of the reasons why this might be happening is it's acting like an ice skate. When the blade hits the ice, it melts the ice, creating a water barrier to allow the skate to move across the ice. This might be happening with the bullet. The bullet hits the ice, the heat from the bullet is melting the ice, creating a vapor barrier, and the spinning is coming from the rifling of the gun. So when it hits the ice, it spins just like a top. And that's why this myth might have some merit.
That's the theory, and once the ear devices sound ready,
Hippopotamus!
it's time to put it to the test. From the San Franciscan sun to a blizzard in the Sierra Nevada, this winter the team is going that extra mile.
Save yourselves.
Rumor has it there's a lake out here.
I think it's over there.
Yeah, this looked a little more picturesque in the brochures.
All right, so what I have behind me is a frozen lake. I know it doesn't really look like it. It looks more like a snowfield. We're at 7,900 feet. The temperature is 10 degrees. This is exactly what we need to test this myth. The only problem is we're in the middle of a snowstorm. I'm freezing my off.
Our next myth is in the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
Despite Tori's optimism, the temperature of his nether regions is certainly not the only problem.
Look, so building our own frozen lake was problematic, but compared to this, it was child's play. Here is what we're up against. Our blast shields, which we left out overnight, are now buried under 6 feet of snow. Our paramedic can't get here because the road's closed, but worst of all, the lake is buried under 3 feet of snow, which means before we do any shooting, we've got to dig to get down to the ice.
And as the weather goes from bad to worse,
I've already dug 2 feet. I haven't even seen ice yet.
that digging gets harder and harder.
It's like we keep digging it out, and Mother Nature just keeps filling it back in.
So Kari brings in reinforcements.
Since we're digging at high altitude and fighting 40-mile-an-hour gusty winds, we've decided to bring in a few helpers, like the sheriff who lives up here, and maybe a few others.
With all hands on deck, the team exposes enough ice before anyone gets exposure.
All right, so the good news is, if you can call anything good news in these kinds of conditions, we found the ice. So now we're ready to start testing. Now remember, this myth is about shooting a 9mm into a frozen lake bed and finding the bullet spinning like a top. Seems kind of counterintuitive to fire into the ice that you're standing on, but I mean, this isn't MythBusters.
We've gone to great efforts to make this myth work, including getting high-tech hearing devices, low-tech ear trumpets. But as you can see by the horizontal snow zooming past the camera, there is a huge amount of wind, and that is all we're gonna hear in those hearing devices. So, we're going old-fashioned. We're running, we're listening.
But will that technique be good enough to locate the mythical spin?
All right, this is Spinning Ice Bullet in 3, 2, 1.
Here we are on the Capo Frozen Lake with winds up to 25 miles an hour straight in your face. We got temperature lows about -30. And let me tell you, it does not look like it's gonna let up.
All of which is making for some seriously challenging testing.
So given the terrible conditions, here is our plan. We've positioned our gun at the 42-degree angle. We are triggering it with a string pull, and then we're gonna rush in to see if we can find the bullet. And given the whiteout, I think we're also gonna montage the results.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, this is Spinning Ice Bullet in 3, 2, 1.
Run like the wind!
But unfortunately, it's another montage of failure.
Oh, here's the bullet.
But it's not spinning.
Not at all.
As hit after hit
I don't see any spinning bullets.
misses out on the spin.
I can't feel my fingers, and I can't see any bullet.
As the temperature dips to 5 degrees Fahrenheit,
2, 1.
morale is just as low.
This myth sucks.
But Tory wants to try one more thing.
Now, there's a couple of things that we think are happening. One is maybe the bullets are hitting the ice and skipping off into the snow, or maybe the bullets are hitting the ice and actually bouncing back into the snow. So what we're gonna do is change the target area closer to the center of our ice patch, take a shot and see if we can find a bullet and see exactly what is happening to these things.
With hypothermia a very real possibility, it really is now or never. Will giving the bullet room to ricochet backwards rather than forwards finally spin out?
Okay, this is Spinning Ice Bullet with room to bounce backwards. In 3, 2, 1.
Come on! I'm in it! It's spinning!
It's spinning!
Look at that!
We got a spinning bullet!
Holy crap, it worked!
It's the shot that brought this myth back from the cold.
I can't believe it worked! I can't believe we got a spinning bullet.
At last, after countless attempts, they got the spin they were after. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, if we can get one spinning bullet, that was successful. Let's do it again. In 3, 2, 1.
It's spinning! Woo! That's the second one in a row!
And when it's 3 for 3,
It's spinning!
That is continued success. We have gotten one after the other to spin.
you might say they're on a roll.
So we had to make a few adjustments on the fly. We had to play with the angle, and we pulled the gun back away from the ice. What we think this does is lowers the velocity of the round when it hits the ice, so that you get more of a ricochet spinning and less of a glancing going off into nowhere.
It's spinning again!
We've done this over and over. This myth is confirmed.
Confirmed.
I cannot believe how well this is working.
We tried creating an ice lake bed that we could shoot into back at home, but it really did take this sort of extreme weather for us to get a spinning bullet. It was all worth it. The 70-mile-an-hour winds, the 10 degrees, the frozen toes, and the Grant sickle.
And with that, it's time to get warmed up.
Where's that rescue party?
We are the rescue party.